A couple of days ago, a woman makes a post about not dating blue collar workers. And then I made a post. I read a post. It was a Reddit post where the husband in the post was a construction worker. And for that reason, he opted out of participating in the household. So that is the jump off for this message. This woman says, "Hi again, Burbie. I recently watched this morning's video where a construction working deadbeat husband was mentioned. I am a construction worker, and I notice how the big majority of my male colleagues are divorced. Over time, while listening to their conversations and experiencing the harsh reality of construction, I noticed a few things. Number one, yes, there is a belief that they are entitled to no housework because of their job. I do partly sympathize with them in that aspect because companies take a lot of advantage of their workers and work them to the bone. I remember during the first month as a fresh carpenter apprentice, I was dead tired and could only manage to take a shower and go to bed. But after one gets used to the new routine, 1 hour of break at home is enough rest to then continue with the house chores. I guess as a woman, I'm aware of the house chores needed to be done, while I have the suspicion that the men ignore it on purpose. Just doing the dishes and putting them back to the shelves would be enough, but they very likely didn't do it when they were married." She says, "However, men are also very reckless at work, and most of the time they are the ones unnecessarily working themselves to the bone and breaking their backs when there are more reasonable ways to get the job done. Their recklessness is one of the main reasons for accidents at work. So men do the mistake to give their 100% at work when sometimes it isn't even necessary, leaving them completely depleted from energy once they get back home. Once I noticed this being done, I began to pace myself and only give the necessary amount of energy at work to make sure I have energy left for home. On the days where there was light work, I would make a mental list of the chores I'd be able to do when getting home. For the men, though, most of the time, once their day is done, whether they have energy left or not, they're done. Number two, there is a belief that wives don't understand the harsh reality of a construction worker. And while that may be true, the men also forget they don't understand the reality of the wife staying at home with the kids. They believe the wife has it easy compared to them. Instead of communicating, they allow the resentment to build up until they are blindsided by her departure. Number three, men bully each other and sometimes bring that bully attitude home. I caught myself doing that at home with my mom, and she called me out for talking like a man. She was horrified. Men are harsh, they swear, insult, and mock each other, and they forget that their wives are not their construction buddies and that this attitude should be left at work. Number four, they don't want to do anything during the weekends. They just want to stay home and relax. They forget that as husbands and fathers, they are part of the family and they have responsibilities towards that family, even if it's just for the weekend. I personally understand that after moving and lifting your whole week, you just want to sit down and relax. But when you have responsibilities, you cannot ignore them. And that's something that husbands in general don't want to accept. And last, they have terrible health. Most of my male colleagues eat terrible food, smoke like crazy, drink drink piss beer, and cough like smokers due to a combination of smoking and inhaling dust on a daily basis. They're also balding, probably due to the yellow hat that is exposed to the sun and traps the heat. Anyways, as a construction worker, I was able to see the reality of the field, but as a woman, I was able to see the lack of awareness these men have and how they don't know how to balance work life with family life. I see the unfairness of the job, but I also see the way most of these divorces could be prevented if only they realized that just because the job is done for the day does not mean the day is over. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer. Thanks again for the video about the history of Quebec. Sending you love and good vibes. I can completely understand why a lot of these people are blindsided. The patriarchy has told them all that they really need to do is go to work and be a paycheck. And then they become resentful when the wife asks them to participate in the home. They become resentful of anything because the wife appliance is supposed to carry that load. And what women are asking for right now is for men to participate in the homes that they have built. And they haven't gotten the updated version. That's the reason why so many of them are blindsided. And people can take, they can understand. Women can take, you're tired from work. We get that. We do get that. But like she said, they're not even doing anything on the weekends. They're not trying, and they take their wives for granted, as in, not knowing or understanding or caring that the wives' jobs is 24/7, even when a woman works. Even when a woman works outside the home, she comes back and works inside the home. And just because the home life is not paid work doesn't mean it's not work. Our work is never done. It's never done. Now, I do want to do a quick update on this story that I did yesterday where this woman quiet quit. She said that she was tired of picking up after her husband and doing all of these things, so she stopped doing it. This woman deleted her post, but there were and people were asking, what happened. She deleted the post, but there were a couple of fleshed out comments on the post that were still up. So someone must have asked her about the underwear on the floor. She says, "Yeah, I'm not wild about the poop marked underwear in a pile on my bedroom floor, but I spray it with disinfectant deodorizing spray and ignore it. There are 3 empty bottles of deodorant and 1 empty bottle of cologne. They have been in our bathroom sink for 8 weeks. He finishes a bottle and just leaves it for me to throw out. I'm not touching it. He doesn't even pick up his empty coffee mug and take it to the sink. He just leaves it on the coffee table. I'm not touching it. If we didn't have kids, I would just leave, simply walk out and have my lawyer send the divorce papers. I'm at the point where if he vanished off of the face of the earth, I would feel bad for the kids, and that's it. It's been too many years where my very basic wants and needs have just been pushed aside. On the rare occasions he asks how my workday went, he doesn't even bother to listen to the answer. He doesn't see me as me. He sees me as an accessory to himself. And I'm mad at myself for letting me be treated like that for so long. And I'm mad at him for treating me like that. I'm mad at him for using threats and intimidation. Another poster said weaponized moodiness, spot on, to keep me down and in my place. He didn't give a flying F if I was unhappy or not. So it sounds like this woman is at her wit's end. Like I said, she deleted the post, but this comment was up. And someone on the post said, "Oh, did you miss the part that he gardens?" And she says, "LOL." And even that involves 40 minutes of mowing and 3 hours of sitting down and telling everyone how hard he's working. So this woman sounds checked out. Rusty Empathy says he thinks that you need to show him that you love him by picking up after him the things that he is choosing to not put away or clean up. And his love language is that he mows the lawn at the house he also lives in. How is that equivalent? I'd like to hear his thoughts on that. And she says he doesn't give a flying F about it being equal. He picks up the lawn because it's the bare minimum. Not even that. I do half of the yard work. He doesn't want to be equal. He wants to win the argument. And with that, I'm going to end it because, like I said, even when women work outside the home, we got to work inside the home. And a lot of women are just walking towards that limit of their tolerable level of permanent unhappiness. All right, y'all. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.